No, no buzz. I just Bees Book Club. I recently read In the Shadow of the Fall by Tobi Ogundiran. No, Ogundiran. And thought it was pretty okay. Um, this is an advanced reader copy, obviously. So, although it came out in July of this year, came across my desk, as it were, more recently than that, and I decided to pick it up and I read it. I think I read it after reading a bunch of very heavy things, like being in the middle of a bunch of very much like longer form fiction, experimental stuff. They kind of just like a snappy thing, and I saw this and it looked good. Out of the Fall. I'm pretty sure I read it in a single day. Kind of just chewed through it, and then I'm revisiting it briefly today because it was a thing I read in one day, like or something like that. As of this recording, this is a Just Bees book club, by the way. If you're not a bee, you're not allowed. If you're here, you're a bee. Those are the sensible rules. I think I don't really remember. I don't really remember much. Yeah, this is a story about Orisha, and a young woman who's no longer quite young, who has been studying at this temple for her whole life. How is the only sort of acolyte at this temple who has been spoken to by the Orisha, and what consequences come up because of her sort of desperate attempt to be part of the normal temple life. Like I said, read it in a day. Like it kind of like plowed through it. It was a very enjoyable read in the sense of just like I'm engaging with a story that is neat and largely well told. Um, Absolutely a thing where if I'm sure the sequel has been announced by now, it's part of a duology as per the marketing on the back. I assume will be out July of 2025 because that's generally how they space things out. Um, if that one comes up, if that one comes across my desk, I am sure to read it. I would be happy to see some of the outcomes of the choices that Ogundiran makes across the book, and in setting this world up, basically. And I had previously heard of his work, Jackal Jackal, which is a short story collection of like dark fantasy and sort of fable-y fiction. Never, again, just a thing that I haven't read, not opposed to it. Um, I think largely what I came away from this from was, hey, delightful read. There were some particular choices in voice that I understand that are, my perpetual pet peeve. They it sort of veers into young adult voice more than once. I actually going through it and I found a couple of things like, and again, this is an advanced reader copy, so it may have been changed in the final text. But there's on page 42, reading a little bit. Damn them, she said quiet. She said it quietly. Tears poured down her cheeks. Then she began to scream, "Damn the Orisha! Damn every single one of them!" Um, which is just pure Harry Potter 5 voice to me. um, it's like, I don't know, this tendency to take what are ostensibly adult, like, or, adult protagonists and have them just sort of start screaming like they are, in bad productions of Shakespeare or something like that. Just strikes me as extremely of the moment in terms of genre, and you be you're here, you're B, but you're not allowed to listen to this if you're not a B or watch it. I don't know. Um, I got a whole essay about it I read on this channel, and young adult boys and shit, and it just strikes me as a publishing trend that is frankly incomprehensible to me. Was incomprehensible to me when I was of the target age, like remains so. I'm not a person who is interested in like proper representation, which is to say like verisimilitude, even necessarily. But the problem is that it strikes me as a generic move and not anything with any sort of artistic intent or bounding in reality. And to that end, to read one more quick thing again. Advanced reader copy. She found a river. "Ha!" she cried as she broke out of the trees and onto its muddy banks. Yes, yes, yes! Um, like typographical reasons, like none of that works. Character reasons that none of that works for me. I think her character overall is like again interesting enough that I would be happy to read a sequel. Were it to come across my path, no longer my desk. I'm now on a path, not sitting at a desk. Um, but yeah, just kind of felt a little slight, which is great. I had a great time with it. All right, thanks for not watching.